Hi, congratulations to Dr. Mayank Saini. He is with us, and it's a pleasure indeed to have him with us on this recording. And he's here to share his experience and his methods of preparation and his strategy. Because Dr. Mayank Saini, in his exams, has been first in All India Merit List as well as AIIMS Merit List. So, Common Merit List as well as AIIMS Merit List, both lists, he's first. And that's the phenomenal success that you have. Dr. Mayank, welcome.
Yeah, thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot.
So Dr. Mayank was a subscriber of our test series, and he was also part of the teaching group that we have on online in WhatsApp. We are going to take tips from him as to how he prepared for the whole subject and what was his experience with DocTutorials and the group discussions and individual discussions that we used to have. So Dr. Mayank, at the outset, I would like you to share your background, whether this was your first attempt or not, and where did you did your PG from, and how did you hear and come to know about the groups and the question bank, etc. Dr. Mayank?
So basically, I have done my MD medicine from PGI Chandigarh, which I finished just this December 2021, sir. And my first attempt for INI was the last December INI, sir. At that point, I just wanted to know the feel of the paper, sir. Actually, I had not prepared seriously for cardiology at that point, just because I had done, I think, medicine reasonably well. I was able to secure a rank of 11, sir, in the last INI. However, I knew that I could improve significantly upon that, so I should not compromise on the institute I wanted to take. So I thought, why not give it another try? So yes, sir, that's how my journey started, sir. And I basically said I was online. I found Sir Rahul Rajiv sir's post. He had mentioned the elite test series. So I have always been a person who will who does well when he's given a prefix schedule, sir. I have a target in my mind, like at the end of the week, I have to give so and so test, then I'll always stick on to that, sir. So that's how I prepared for my MD, and I wanted to be a similar experience this time around also, sir. So I subscribed for the DocTutorials test series, sir, the elite test series. They used to conduct tests for the medicine parts, sir, each week. So they had divided the syllabus into parts for neurology, cardiology, pulmonology, and so forth, sir. So I used to religiously give the test, sir. I used to prepare very well. And then I looked at all my mistakes and subsequently tried to improve on that, sir.
Yeah, as he mentions, Dr. Mayank was part of our test series, and on top of the access to the question bank, we used to come out with separate set of new questions. So can you just tell us experience of the test series? As for example, in cardiology, was it divided and pre-divided into various subtopics wise, or how was the test series? So your division and preparation methodology around test series.
So sir, first of all, I focused on the two tests that were there in the elite test series, sir. So that had basically divided the cardiology into two parts. So I tried to do the maximum as I could, at least the Harrison part. So because I also thought that many questions would be asked from Harrison. So I tried to be thorough with Harrison first during those 2 weeks that the elite test series was there, sir. Then we also had the test series for that had divided cardiology into parts. Like there was one test for coronary artery disease, one test for cardiomyopathy. Subsequently, I started on that, sir. So I made up my own targets. Like after 1 week, I wanted to give the test of say coronary artery disease. I would give the test, analyze the performance, then move on to the next. So then I would give the test of arrhythmia and so on and so forth. So the quality of the tests that I found were extremely good, sir. Definitely for cardiology, they focused on the core books. Even if one had not read the book, like say I had not read Brunwald cover to cover, but giving those tests would give a lot of information that would not have been available to me otherwise. So in that way, it was a great help, sir.
Yeah, so because that's what we do. We have a preset question bank, which everybody has. I mean, everybody has got a huge question bank and everything is available online. So why would somebody, be with DocTutorials unless I was to give you new questions? And most of the times I sit up and, dig out questions from Harrison with line and reference for each of them and try to give something new. And did you find those questions framed in a different manner rather than, being a rote memory? I would usually try to give 4 important points in one question and one additional point which you might be wrong, and then you learn it by a reverse method. So that's how deliberately you may have a question which is not about 1 point, but it'll end up teaching you 4 points if you are well focused about understanding it. And I think Dr. Mayank's strategy is pretty good. You prepare that subtopic that we give, he gets prepared for it, then appears for the test and then goes back and realizes where he's made mistake and then comes and covers it. So that was a fantastic strategy, Dr. Mayank, that you have done. And that's what I think would inspire other people also to subscribe or attempt a test series only by studying the topic, not just jump to the topic and start solving, and then whatever is left, you go and read. I think preparing the subject first, then testing yourself, what is called as a PQRST technique, which of course is not the point. It's not I'm here to teach, which I teach in some other time. But I think we are here to hear from Dr. Mayank as to how we prepared. So you were also part of the WhatsApp group. There is a group that we created for our students who were subscribers in one or the other packages. In that WhatsApp group, what was your approach, and how did you find? Because I remember a lot of times I used to put very tough questions. Dr. Mayank would always be there, trying to answer it around. He may be right or wrong. I remember Dr. Mayank answering a couple of times when he was right and the rest of the people were wrong. And I remember Dr. Mayank doing well actually in test series. You would always be top 10. I believe one of the tests you were in top 3 also, right, Dr. Mayank? One of the subject tests. And that's how it reflected, because the test design has been in a fashion that mimics INI. Do you agree to that? The test design was, how was the test design helpful? And secondly, what was your take on the WhatsApp group? A lot of times I used to get input by some of the students that the questions are tough, they actually depress us. So I tell them they don't get depressed. This is to push you and motivate you, and I'm always there. So your take on both of them. Let's hear one by one for both.
So for the WhatsApp group, sir, I found it to be really useful, sir. Like you will not have the mind to study the entire day with books, sitting with books or videos, whatever your source of preparation is. So it basically gives you a break in that monotonous routine, sir. So like we'll just open social media for another purpose, and we'll get to know even more information while we are just resting also. And sir, you're right, sir. Some questions I could answer, some questions I couldn't, sir. But even the questions that I couldn't answer, that motivated me to just open the book at that time and like have a look. And that will always stay fresh, sir. Like the questions that you're not aware of, and you go back and look at the questions, they will always stay in your memory and they'll last long, sir. So definitely that was a big help, sir. The secondly, on the test series, sir, I definitely felt that, as I already said, the quality of the questions were extremely good, sir. And I found that they did match, like the pattern of INI and the pattern of the test that I gave in definitely the mock test that I gave. So that very closely mimicked the proportion of the medicine and the cardio questions, and then amongst the cardiology questions, what weightage that was given to certain topics also. Like I remember that this time around, the congenital heart had not been asked very extensively, and the same reflected in your test also, sir. So actually, I didn't score really well. I scored a rank of 7 in the mock test, sir. But I would like to share that actually it motivated me even further, sir. I knew that where I was lacking in certain topics, and I focused on that only, sir. And I think that has been the difference maker in me going from 7th and now coming on to the first rank, sir.
That's fantastic. I mean, that's the whole thing about, because mock test, real test is the result. Result is in final. The cake, the proof of the pudding lies in the eatings, and that's what matters, where you have succeeded and got your first rank. So I'm sure you're joining the best of the institutes of your choice that you intend to do. So I just want you to summarize how the tips for the students to study, and then we can have your comments and your feedback for DocTutorials and teaching faculty for myself and cardiology, and for Dr. Rahul for NEET SS, because you were preparing for both together and you cracked INI SS. So I don't think you need to appear again for NEET SS. It's not needed at all. So you save on time and save on preparation. You end up directly into residency. So we'll take on both of them. Your comments again, one by one.
Yes, so the first advice I would like to give, sir, is that basically I had given the last INI as well, sir. So at that time, I had not even finished my MD. So I was supposed to be relatively fresh in medicine. So still, I recognized that I had made mistakes in the medicine portion also. Like I had made about maybe 10 or 12 wrong questions also. So that ingrained in my mind that I could not focus solely on cardio. So I had to devote about, I would say, 1 or 2 more months towards perfecting medicine first. So the January and the February part, I would say that I definitely read cardio, but I had a look at the medicine part also. I think that was really critical in this exam also, sir, because we got 30 questions. So that's a message I want to say, that don't neglect medicine, do the specialty that you want, but at the same time, be good with the medicine part also. And secondly, sir, I like for you and Rahul, they are both fantastic teachers, sir. like the pain that you take in interacting with the students. I remember that the first doubt I asked was regarding the test series. I directly contacted you, sir, and you replied at I think it was must be around 12 or 1 in the night. So
Yeah. So I usually tell people that's when my day of academics begins, I mean, yeah, 11 to 1 is my time when I'm always instantly replying. So,
yeah.
and it's always a pleasure, Dr. Mayank, to interact with students like you. I mean, yesterday I was interviewing our second rank, Dr. Akavi, and she was also saying about the same thing. So it's always a pleasure interacting and trying to reply back to students and bright brains like you. Now we have fantastic success with and happiness with Dr. Mayank Saini's grand success. It's not only that he's secured of the best of the seats, but he has choices of plenty to choose from. But we all know where he's going. I'm not going to name it. But best wishes to Dr. Mayank. I believe you're taking AIIMS cardiology then.
Sir, I'm like still unsure because I have done
Okay,
MD from
but he has
PGI.
choices of plenty. Of course, he can get wherever he wants to.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Mayank, my best wishes, and it's always a pleasure. And I'm not saying this for a formality sake. You can always contact me for anything, including mentoring you for your academics, even during your residency. If I can be of any help informally off DocTutorials platform also, and even after you're finishing your programs, if I can help you in mentoring in any way. I believe that our association is never ending and it's forever as long as you wish us to be catering to, because our motto is not driven just by the platform alone, but we believe in the people and we invest in the students. We believe them to succeed in life, and that's why I'm there. So my best wishes to you, Dr. Mayank. Congratulations to you and to your whole family, and looking forward to your bright future ahead. And we are always there to help you out.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.